Hello YouTube, welcome to a special Sunday in the shop. It is not hot here yet, so it is outside. It's getting so humid because it rained. You all have seen the video on that. I just thought I'd show you and just put some stuff. Cart used to be there. Sorry if I sound disgusted. I don't know how to heat this place. I've had a lot of suggestions, but as much wood as it took to heat this building, shed, you're not going to do it with the little electric heater or them garage 220 heaters. I researched all that, so we don't know what to do. Kind of paying around for people who've never really seen the building here. We'll sit down and show you a few tools we made. One made a video and I can't find it in the computer. Here's what I've been doing with my work table. You see me do my stuff, my little jig. I'll show you I kind of upgraded my jig a little bit there, but we'll set down here. Fans. Look at that. 2 fans we've had going out here. Now, that's usually on high. I just got on low for right now, but usually this one's full force. I'll turn it on so you can see how much noise you get. So this is what it's like when I'm working. Let's kick this on, put that on high. So that's what we've been doing on these hot days. We're only able to work like in the morning up till towards the afternoon, and then it gets like 90 in here. And with the humidity, we get back in the air conditioning in the house. Okay, had enough of that fan noise. Let's sit down and we'll show you a couple things. Okay, first we're going to show you some upgrades to my jig. Sometimes I know I showed this bolt in the video, but I put extra holes in there, okay? And here's my clamps. I've had a video on that. I just show people that, you know, what to look for. And these are recent videos. I mean, if you go to my videos, they've been in the past week or couple weeks, okay? That's on my little clamp, so we'll take care of that. And here's a video I lost, okay? I made this wrench and ground out the left side, fit 14 millimeter to fit these arbors, okay? Well, I've got some that's got smaller ones. So what I did was I welded a piece of wrench on there, 12 millimeter. It's got pits, it's not perfect, it's even warped. If you lay it flat, it's not, and I'm not gonna straighten it. I mean, it fits in my little kit. Okay, it fits in this little tub here. So there, it fits in the tub. So we'll put those up. Well, then I got these wheels I changed because I only have one arbor. What I did is I took extra stuff from my bed kit. Well, I found this cut off when I was making stuff out of those cheap wrenches, which are, I always do this, Sunday in the shop, we install. They're made from these cheap wrenches I bought. So, I don't know what size it is, but that bolt's about a 7/16, so you could decide, 11 millimeter or whatever it is. This is just a piece of metal stock, okay? Because I always change them out. And I kind of like that. They don't tighten real tight. Even if you tighten them up, but they slip kind of like a clutch. And I don't think I gotta show you. Well, yeah. Pieces of metal I had left over. Okay. So I took the edges and everything off. So I tried brazing this, okay? It didn't turn out very good that side. And see that side? It's a little bit better, had a little more gap. Because I run out of MAP gas. So I'd use propane over here. Wasn't the greatest. And I just brushed it. But another nice wrench. That's the whole idea. Keep everything in a kit. So enough of that. For those of you who ain't seen my scrubby wheels, we're trying to pick up the tripod here is what we're trying to do. Those are them scrub pads. Okay? And I got 6 of them out of one sheet. And then I showed that. Let's come back down here. Little pieces left, which I can make a little bitty. I'm not prepared here. This one's all wore down. Little bitty buffer wheels. And there's no washers. That's just the screw in the thing. And I poke a hole. Take one of your pointy Dremels or an awl and put a little hole in it. And these do not have to be perfectly round. I've cut them in a square just to prove it to myself. I don't know. Who knows? A few winters back. And I catch myself saying that. It's not winter, it's winter. I catch myself saying words like that. I don't know why I have that accent. There you go. Extras. And I have one of those pads left. And they were found at a Menards store. Big box store. So, what else can we show you? Let's take a little break. I'll be right back. Okay, while you stare at these, I got a few things here, questions. Okay, I'm thinking about maybe starting a Patreon account because my finances have changed, and I've never asked for money. I'm that way. I never ask people to like, comment, and subscribe, and they say if you do, it helps your channel. I'm just not that way. I figure if you like my channel, you're going to subscribe. Same time, I'll just show you here, you end up with all this junk. You end up with leftover stuff like that. You know, what are you going to do with it? I'm thinking about anybody that has one that's sub to me, give me advice. How hard is it to start, and what's it take to do, and what are you expected to do? Because I kind of get lost when you go out there and start searching on YouTube. You watch, after half a dozen videos, you give up. I don't want to have a thing like if people give me money because they want to see a project they want to see me build. I just would take the money and then keep doing what I'm doing and then maybe do more of it, and then I would ask for suggestions. You know what I mean? If I do it. That's about it on that. So I'm thinking as I'm going here, the Patreon account thing. And I want to show you how I fix. I'm not going to take it apart. I'm going to show you how I fix my flex shaft for my Dremel type tool. You've got to see this. I'm not taking it apart, but I'll explain it to where you might be able to figure it out. How I'm explaining it to you. I think you can. So we'll be right back with that. Okay, you may find this interesting if you own one of these. I've had this quite a while. I can look back, but you know I've had it quite a while. I got it like in the middle of winter time or something. This thing was just getting so hot this spring would almost burn your fingers. And it was getting smoking hot. It was getting to where I couldn't run it as long as I wanted to, which wasn't a whole lot. So I said, that's it, I've had enough. And it would bind up. And you know, if you ever had a speedometer cable in an old car, you know what it means when the speedometer cable binds up. Your needle ain't gonna run right. And this started doing that on the RPMs, like, you know what I mean? It was just jamming up. And no matter how you flexed it to try to keep it straight, because I can show you how it routes. See, coming down back behind there, I don't have any sharp kinks just like when I'm MIG welding. I don't put any sharp kinks in my cable. Well, here's how this comes apart. If you take this off right, there's a little metal collar in here. You have to pry out with a knife or a screwdriver. That comes off. You ruin the string, and there's one back here, and they're very hard to get off, okay? Do not ruin them. You take the screws out, and all that's in here is, there's like a horseshoe shape. I do that all the time with Sunday in the shop videos. It's like a curse. A shape. horseshoe. It's a spring clip thing for the button, okay? You got, that's the only thing that's going to really fall out of here to worry about. You take the 2 screws out, and you have a shaft in here, okay? It's got a bearing like here and a bearing here. They're permanently sealed. And then you go on to where your housing's clamped in. And this is made to squeeze down on this rubber housing that's in here. See, this rubber goes all the way in here. So I can just pull that out of the way. I cut a little bit of the rubber off. And there's also kind of a spring inside the cable to the metal piece that spins. That's down in here that if you shake it, it kind of comes out. Well, here's what I did. I hung this up, so this was in the vise, and the other end, it goes on the Dremel tool, okay, was down at the floor. I took my syringe, it was a hot day, my molybdenum black grease. I'm always telling you about that grease, all the time. I keep it in a syringe thing, I'm looking away from the camera. I squirted that down in there and let it set for several hours. And then I put my drill on the other end, I was spinning it different directions. And I noticed it spins better the direction it's supposed to. Okay? So, when I put it together, this thing has worked great for the past week. It does not get hot. You run at full speed. It's not, because you could see powdered stuff in there. And you can see where it got so hot that this rubber, where it first comes out, was deformed. So this was getting super hot inside. So I repaired it. Sorry, I do not want to take it apart. See where the grease is dripping out? Had so much grease in there. So just that black molybdenum. It's assembly lube. I can see you're putting an engine together. I show it all the time. And I keep it in a syringe like this. Let me show you what the stuff looks like. See that? And believe me, it was runny like motor oil on that day. It was so hot out. It is runny. Boy, it was really runny that day. I mean, it was like, if this was like syrup, it was like motor oil. Hot motor oil how it run. So, that was great. So, that's the lube I chose. You could probably use white lithium grease or something. But, oh yeah, I fixed that. So if you have one of these, don't be afraid to take it apart. It's already messed up. It's getting hot and binding it. And just, like I said, do like I did. Have this up there and get some kind of grease. I wouldn't recommend spraying oil in there. You need some kind of grease that's going to stay in there. So it works really good now. I mean, I can turn it by hand right now, and I'm watching it up on the Dremel. Let's fire it up. Okay? We won't run it real fast. Now before you couldn't run it this slow, it was going. It was binding. Super. I mean, this is actually better than when it was new. When it was new, you tried running it this low. You hear it kind of pulsing? It's really worse. So this switch has a full speed, not variable. As soon as I hit it, watch. Runs very nice now. So we'll pause. We had to show that. Okay, we'll take a little break. We'll come back. We don't want to rant on the wood stove thing, but we want to let you know what I have found, okay, and what paperwork I was given and what I read. I'm not going to go into detail. I'll give you just the basics. So I'm going to take a little break, and then we'll end this video. Okay, we'll let you look at my organized Dremel kit there while we talk. This is plastic off a blister pack. It had like those polishing bars. So you can see where these are separate pieces. Because I don't know if I made a video on this or not. Well, we're making another one now. A little more organized. This is so full of garbage. You know, you throw hunks of junk in there and it gets dirt and grime and I have no idea where this case come from. Anyway, here's a real quick on that, on the wood stove thing. I was given paperwork, okay, to read. Okay, this is considered a garage, whether it is or not. You cannot have a wood stove in a garage where there's flammable chemicals, gasoline, everything. My gas jugs are outside. I'll walk right out with the camera and show you. My gas jugs set outside, even in the winter time. Okay? Because I need gas for the thing. I'm not going to go to the big... They just set outside. They're in closed, sealed containers. They're always in the shade in the summertime. So, that's no problem. Okay. Now, reading through there where it says I can't have a wood stove, right after it says about no garage, it says you can have a self-loading whatever, and I know they mean a pellet stove, okay? That I can have a pellet stove. I can put a gas furnace in here, as long as it's done by a contractor, or there's kind of a loophole, or it's installed according to manufacturer's instructions. Now, all my stove needed, if it was a bought and store stove to put in your house, is you got to have that insulated pipe outside, which I never did. I'd have just the black, you know, the metal pipe like you see on the stove that you buy, that 20 gauge, whatever, 24 gauge. You know what I mean? Just regular old stove pipe. So that won't pass code outside because you got to keep it warm so it doesn't soot up the chimney. Well, I had to fix for that. I was going to go straight out the roof with just a piece of that double insulated stuff, okay? Well, still, the answer is no. They make up their rules, and this is what I researched. No matter whether you're within the local fire codes or the state code, insurance company is going to make up their own rules. If they say you can't have one, you can't have one. Well, I'm not in a situation I can go changing insurance right now. I'm not going to tell you how cheap my house insurance is. You would probably faint. You would probably faint if you know how cheap my insurance is. And you would not believe if I told you how cheap liability insurance is on my 2004 car. I can't do that and be raising what my bills are. You know, just have a wood stove. So, and I really can't afford to be heating wood like I have before. I spent almost $500 last winter to heat this place because I had extra money. So I have a few ideas of maybe making this place smaller in here, a little work area with a heater, to make a real small area inside of a shop. But you got to worry about safety when it comes to that. Okay. Say you took a, I think it's trying to sprinkle again. This is weird weather. We're starving for rain. We get little sprinkles like 1/4 inch. By golly, it is. Anyway, I'm just so excited. It has been terrible. And then after it rains, it gets humid. It gets over 100-degree heat index with 70s dew point. Oh, you wouldn't believe how nasty it's been unless you live in places that's the same as what I went through this summer. Rant about the weather. Give me some rain. Just get it over with. Anyway. That's it on the stove thing. No more. I swear I'm not going to speak of it ever again. Okay, I know a guy that did it. I watched the video or on TV one time, whatever. It's like when people's houses are haunted. His mom and dad bought this mansion of a house, right? He put a tent in the living room because there was no furnace in this place yet or anything to guard the house as his parents was getting moved in and working on it. He set up his little tent in the living room and put a heater in it. So he was able to live inside the house in a tent with a small heater in the middle of the winter time. Well, I could maybe make something like that in here just around this table area and have my little electric heater, or it's on my bench over there, well, my big desk, and still come out and do some stuff. But I plan on, I got just enough room in the house for it, to set up a little desk or table and do small projects. That's why I'm working on that, stuff like that. But I can't be grinding and things like that and have dust all going through. You just can't do that inside your house. I've even went as far as I have a, you know, your range hood for your stove. I have one of them like for the restaurant. It's a big fan in the wall, okay? Imagine a fan in the wall and it's got a flapper door on the outside that opens up. And you got like a cable on it. And that will pull a lot of air. So I could rig up something where I want to grind or do things like that. Shop vacs too, you know, to keep the dust away from where you're working at. So I could still do small projects, use my little mini buffer, my mini grinder, do all kinds of neat little projects. And I can still run out to the shop if I want to weld something, because I weld outside anyway. I went out there in below zero weather and weld something together. So that's it on that. So we'll probably be setting up some little area in the house. We'll work out here as long as we can. If it's 20 degrees outside, I've come out here and set the desk and did a few things with the heater going, and it's not bad. You got heat blowing on you, but then your feet are going to get cold. So we're going to figure out something, but I want it to be safe. Some way to make a smaller area inside this shop to work so it takes less to heat it. But you got to figure the money that it's going to cost to do that. I just can't go out and buy a whole bunch of board lumber, you know, lumber. I just can't go out and build a small room inside of a shed. And you just don't want to hang up plastic drop cloth or anything. That's not safe with electric heaters. So we're still designing this in our head. If we want to run out here to the desk and use the big buffer thing, or use our grinders. This tripod's just hard to move. Say we want to use our grinder there, we need, or our belt sander. You know what I mean? So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. I know I can make these longer because they're sending to shop and I don't monetize it. Let me know how many ads you see. When I don't monetize, you know you still can get ads. Let me know if you get a bunch of ads on these videos. And sending to shop might just be a once in a while thing. But I figure I can get everybody's attention to talk to them by putting, it's going to say special, sending to shop. So thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. See, I hate to say, I just ain't that way. If you like my channel, you will subscribe. I watch people's videos and I wonder, I like everybody that I watch, I guarantee you I hit that like button before I watch your video. And I never understand that. You'll have 1,000 views, right? I watch people have 1,000 views like in one day. They got 100 likes. And I'm like, come on, what's going on here? You know, somebody explain that in the comments. What's your opinion on that? Do you automatically just hit like because you watch the guy's videos all the time? Because I do. If I watch your video, I guarantee you I'm hitting that like button when the video starts. That's one of the first things I do. Especially when the opening ads are playing, things like that. That's when you do that. Hit your like button, get ready, you know, your show's going to start. So that's it. We're out of here. We're tired of talking even. So thanks for being here. I appreciate the support.